It is Never Run Alone. Welcome to another episode. I'm joined in the room today by two debutantes, three if you count our producer behind the camera. Welcome to all of you. We've got to my left, Megan Chappell. Welcome, brand new. Chris Farron-Cothan, Sissy Bergman, and Tilly Matilda Donkin. Welcome to you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Excited to be here.
There we are. That was the intro. Light on
Nailed it.
details,
Nailed
but
it.
we're going to get into a lot of details. We've got
Man of mystery.
We've got two brilliant debutantes. Weapons. I described all three of you ladies on the Instagram. Tilly was very happy with that. Have you never been described as a weapon before?
I don't know. I feel like a call out on a story is a big deal. Like I'm like a weapon in passing, but in writing, I was like, oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think you all are. We're going to get into that. Triathlete, runner, marathoner, a couple of marathoners here as well. So yeah, going to get into lots of different bits and pieces. We've had a lot of questions, and this particular episode is going to be focused around women's sport, women's running, women's health. It was sort of sparked a few weeks ago. It was actually grand final day, AFL grand final day, that I commented, probably foolishly, on an Instagram post from Megan about not getting the same amount of pay in a cycling event, I believe it was. And I remember where I was. I just hopped off a plane, coming back, I was like, popped up. We'd sort of interacted a few times in person, but more so online. And I just, commented what I thought was a fair comment. Upon reflecting, reading it, I probably framed it very poorly, but it wasn't my intention to say
Hard
that
to do
women...
on the internet.
I'll learn, but I was pretty quick, I think, in sort of messaging you, Megan, and saying, hey, I would love to have a longer form discussion, because I think that's probably a better place to do it. And I, have this platform that is the podcast. And yeah, you were interested, and obviously here you are, but then there's still comments even now.
Yeah.
3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's been very interesting seeing the algorithm shift, in at least on my end, back and forth to people being very against me and then people being very against you, and it's not healthy at all. So we're going to get into a bit of that today.
I think it's interesting. I think it's almost good that you commented because it brings up the conversation, and I think the fact that you put your hands up and went, this was probably not the right thing to say is important as well, and acknowledging that. But I think sometimes having that conversation now, it's good because people are talking about it and there's awareness around it as well.
Yeah, and that was part of the reason for, wanting to come on the podcast and talk about it in depth a little bit more, to hear maybe about your point of view from that, and also about some of the comments that I've received, and I guess bring a more sort of female perspective to it, and as someone that's been in sport for a while, and kind of like some of the things we see as a female.
Awesome.
Yeah, appreciate you coming in. Appreciate Tilly as well, debut. So we're going to get into that. We've got some questions that relate to that, but I know Megan's got some dot points, which is brilliant. You've written some things. Tilly had just looked at the agenda upon
All in the brain.
upon running
Oh,
in.
no. I thought about it on the way here.
Thought about it on
Last night
the run.
before going to bed, I was like, okay, what are we going to speak about? I feel like I've actually also did a run through with Smo last week, kind of just be like, test me, Smo. So I've spoken a bit about it. I feel like I've spoken to a few people about it because of this. It's come up in a few conversations. And so I feel like I'm well trained to know what to say now. So.
And you're a woman and you do sports. So
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like
place.
it's kind of second nature now. So
That's it. I think, speaking to our experiences, we've essentially been training for it for years. So I'm sure you'll all have great insight. But to get started, we've got some questions from the audience. And the first one that came through, which is totally not women's sports related at all,
of course.
is from Nick Drabble, who, friend of the pod, he'll be on in a couple of weeks. He wants to know your favourite cheeseburger in Sydney. Where to go?
should I start off being the vegetarian?
Yeah, please.
So sorry to hear that.
Veggie
first.
burger.
Honestly, I feel like you can't go past the mushroom burger from Betty's Burgers. That's such a staple to my family. I feel like it's
Wow.
they fill the mushroom with cheese and then coat it in a crumb, and it's delicious. Otherwise, I feel like any vegetarian grilled burger is pretty good as well.
Are you like a fake meat or like a veggie?
No, don't love a fake meat.
No.
Give me just a veggie patty.
Yeah,
Respect.
nice.
Cheese,
Nice.
egg, the whole lot.
Nothing
Yeah.
worse than
Yeah,
fake
happy with
meat,
that.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Ugh. What is that stuff?
I like it. Sissy,
Probably
what you
the
got?
Gidley. They do a really good cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm not very much of a cheeseburger
Yeah.
person.
I'm going to back that up. I actually am not much of a cheeseburger person. I'll go
No.
pizza over
Same.
a burger
There you go.
every
All
time.
right, well, best
Yeah.
pizza spot. What are you saying?
To be honest, I actually don't rate Sydney for pizza.
There's a really good
spent a
one
lot
across
of
the
time
road
in
here. Sadly, it's
Italy.
not open at 7:40 in the morning.
Breakfast
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah.
Mary's
Yeah.
cheeseburger. You can't go past the Sloppy Mary's
Agreed.
cheeseburger. It's
Agreed.
so good. You'll finish it in 3 bites, and it doesn't really touch the sides, but it tastes so good.
Okay.
All oil.
Great question, though.
Is a great question. Next up, John Valudos, jumping straight into the deep end. Who has a better pain tolerance, women or men?
Women.
Yeah, it has to be.
We are,
For
like, born
giving
with
birth.
pain.
Sure.
Yeah.
Having
And-
witnessed my wife give birth twice,
Yeah.
women.
We also experience pain on a monthly basis
This
that
is
men
true.
don't experience. So I feel like our threshold, and I feel like we're also just told to kind of get over it, you're fine, move on. Whereas I feel like, when a man's in pain, it's like,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's going on?
You
Whereas
like
suffer
women,
from man flu, okay?
Yeah.
Don't understand.
yeah.
How often do you get that?
Not very often.
Yeah, I rarely get that.
I feel like in school as well, like it was kind of a whole perception that like probably girls were a bit more like they were probably more sooky, and so naturally then if you weren't like wanting to be considered sooky, you kind of just had to suck it up. And so there were times where like you'd actually be hurt. Like I remember being booted in the face with a soccer ball, and I was like, nose started bleeding, all thing, and I'm like, no, it's fine. Like you don't want to cry, like, you know what I mean? And it was just like a suck it up mentality. And I think that's one thing that probably since being in sport as well, you've kind of had to embrace. Like, I know Lil and I played competitive touch for years, and there's some girls that just boot you, and it's just like, get up and do it again. Like, I think it's kind of like, suck it up or be considered the princess sort of thing. So,
Do you think that, I guess, pain tolerance and emotional tolerance often get convoluted?
yeah, I'd say so. I think that even with, for example, something like period cramps, like if you're in pain and you're like sulking about it, you're considered a sulk. So it's like, and I mean, that's a wide stretch, so probably, don't mean that like wholeheartedly, but like, I think they probably do go hand in hand. I think that you can probably have someone who's being a sulk without the pain aspect, but I think that if you're in pain, naturally you're probably being more of a sulk. So then, that probably goes more in hand in hand that way as well.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think women.
As I said at the top, I've witnessed my wife give birth twice, and that is an intense thing. And she is a bit of a unicorn when it comes to giving birth as well. Like we had an accidental home birth for our second child, and she gave birth in our bathtub, and it was wild. And she got through, I think she got through to the, like, basically giving birth to her placenta. And we had ambos there, and they were like, "Oh, do you want any pain relief or anything like that?" And she was like, "No, I'm done. I'm good." Like,
She's the best.
she's
Incredible.
good. So,
Yeah, I mean, it was a while ago, but my mum giving birth to one of my brothers at home, I remember being there for that
whoa.
a while ago, right? So maybe 25 years ago now. Yeah, it was more than 2000. So I've experienced similar, albeit not as recently as, a year ago or a year and a bit ago.
Pretty much a year ago.
But yeah, I would say women.
Yeah.
A lot higher.
It would be interesting to see if in evolution that we actually have grown to evolve to have higher pain tolerances because of giving birth. I wonder if there is actually physiology, like there is something around that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
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 Well, how many around the world wouldn't have had any form of painkillers? I mean, sure, there's
Totally.
old school medicines and things we've probably never even heard of, but
Yeah.
there would be many that don't. And yeah.
Whew.
Great question, John.
Straight into it, John.
Straight into it.
Glad we're all aligned on that one. Set some mood.
Betty McKay, my lovely girlfriend, speaking of Betty's Burgers, not really, but somewhat.
Hey, Betty.
But a lot of people have a similar question. Mimi Blanks, Jenna Massa, Kurt Maloof, all around this line of thinking, which is, do you ladies train differently based on the stage of your menstrual cycle? And how does that impact training, whether it's also obviously diet, that sort of stuff, but load.
I think it's a great question and something that only more research has come out in more recently, and I think it's something that actually people are using to their power, because actually there is a piece around when you don't feel strong because of your menstrual cycle, actually your hormones are more aligned to actually give you more recovery and be stronger through that period. So if you can do higher intensity during that period, yes, it's hard, but actually your body will recover well. So it is definitely not easy, but I think learning how to adapt for you individually, and if you do have a coach, discussing that with them, because there will be naturally times where you feel really flat and you don't want to do your sessions. So moving them around, adjusting how your week looks, is really important, and it's something that I personally do. I do have the Mirena coil, which is hormonal, so that kind of flattens out your period a bit. But I did previously have the copper coil, which makes your periods heavy and more regular, and that I really struggled with. And part of going on to the more contraceptive Mirena hormonal coil was because of that.
Okay.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So rolling off the back of that, I'm also I use the Mirena, which is a contraceptive hormonal one as well. And so I've actually, even prior to having the Mirena put in, I've always been pretty lucky with my period. I haven't necessarily had super like heavy cramps, heavy periods, and I've kind of been someone who kind of gets through my cycle with minimal like things to show of it. And so I've actually never even looked into it, to be completely transparent. And I know that there's a lot of girls out there who do struggle with that, and I'm always like, God, I'm bloody lucky that I don't have to consider that. But for me personally, I've never really had to like throw that into the mix with my training, which thank God, I don't know how much more I could take into a training block. But I think that, yeah, with girls who definitely do feel as though that they're lower at certain points or feel stronger at certain points, I think it's definitely something that's smart that I would definitely consider if it were to be impacting me. But yeah, like I said, it's never really been a problem for me, so I've kind of not had to delve into that.
I think we were actually talking about this yesterday with some of my friends after we had a session around Gore Hill, and one of our friends was saying how she just had to stop the session. She did, probably like 80% of it, and then at the end was just like, no, I can't do anymore. I can't give anymore. It's that time of the month. I can feel cramps and all that kind of stuff. And then she messaged later on in the day and said, I feel like I failed the session today. I'm feeling really frustrated. And I was like, we can't live and die by the plan, because the plan doesn't know how we're feeling. And you gave it your all, which is that is succeeding in the session. If you go, I can't do the rest of it, I need to pull back, then that's actually you listening to your body. You can't just wake up and go, if I don't do this today, then I haven't achieved. Achieving is going, nope, okay, this is what I'm capable of today, and this is what feels right for me. And I think it's really important to, not live and die by the plan, and changing things around or doing what feels right for you is far more important than just trying to smash out sessions for the sake of it, because you can end up in a worse situation for it.
I think it's really cool now that there's like Whoop will show you exactly where you are on your cycle. Like my partner wears one, and it gives you feedback like literally daily. Goes, hey, you're here, this is how you may be feeling, and this is how it might be good to adjust your training. I know, like we had Lydia O'Donnell a couple of weeks ago with Femi, and their coaching plans are like, I don't know how long it takes to learn your cycle, or if you have to input it doing a coaching plan, but they will adjust based on how you're tracking. So we'll adjust sessions, making them harder, making them less intense, depending on how you are feeling or where you are up to in your cycle. I think like finally giving women that kind of information is so great.
Agreed.
It can only be good.
How much do you talk to your coach about it? Like, do you as well? Do you have a coach? Like, I'm curious to know, like, Matty Abel, he coaches me as well.
Yeah.
It's not a conversation I have to have with him.
No,
right?
it's
But he's got a lot of, he's got a lot of female clients, right? And
We've never really spoken about it. It's not really been something that we've talked about. I think I just kind of get through the month and I just know my body as well. Like, Matty is my coach, but I know my body better than he does. So there's been times where I've had to change things or move things because I know what's best, and he just kind of knows that I will. So I'm quite lucky in that way. But I do think if you were starting out with a coach and you weren't really sure, then that's definitely a conversation to be having. But for me, it's felt like I know what's kind of good for me, and who knows, maybe in the next block that's something that we talk about to see if I can kind of perform and push better or whatnot. But yeah, it's interesting. Hasn't actually been discussed.
Ian?
Yeah, same for me. I'm similar to Tills in the contraception that I'm on does sort of even out your hormones. But no, I'm friends with a running coach, and she, being a female, she will have that conversation when she meets every client and every athlete she's working with. That will be part of the conversation, and how, what experience do they have with their periods, and what do they feel, and then implement that in the training ongoing. So I think it is something that as a male coach you need to step up and understand, because every female is different, and understanding that is definitely something that will help an athlete to succeed versus be struggling through sessions, which just isn't what we want to be doing.
Totally. I mean, I feel like we could talk about 15 minutes about like how you've adjusted, more than 15 minutes, we could talk about it for a while, but how maybe when you started with Matty, how you felt your body has changed, or how you've changed your training to learning more about your body, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Because I know, how long you've been coached by Memi?
This is my
now? For a while?
second time
Right.
being coached by him.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you passed me on the Gold Coast on my debut,
I
you
didn't.
just
Yeah.
one coach. Just
No, I only worked with him for Tokyo this year and
Okay.
then for New York this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that.
So,
Yeah.
answer to your question?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Respect. Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, yeah, great question. Few people asked that, so thank you to all that. Cam Merrick, shout out to
Our
Cam.
Prince.
Our Prince, you're sitting on his
Yeah,
throne.
I am.
In his regular seat today,
Yeah. Yeah.
all the way from Japan. He wants to know, are there anything that we think you ladies think are missing, say in women's rooms or pre-race, whether that's specific nutrition, food, sanitary things, and then, well, yeah, start with that question. Are there any things that would help women when, it's prior to an event that maybe
Yes.
aren't there at the moment? Yes.
Yes, I would say in the toilets there being sanitary towels for all the females.
Should there be male and female portaloos? That's just coming.
I think there should be more toilets for females before an event and a race.
More toilets, full stop.
Yeah, I was going to say.
More
In
toilets
general,
for females.
100%.
In saying that, like, love the ladies, but God, they can spend some time
Yeah.
in there. And I'm like, come on, like, I'm like the ones that's like,
100%.
come on, ladies, do it for the girls, in and
Yeah.
out, in and
Yeah.
out. Like, we
Yeah.
can take a hot minute.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think that every single race, I'm like, I can't be at the race, like, starting line needing to go to the bathroom. That is my, like, oh my God, like, that gives me nightmares. So I'm like, I need to be at the race, like, ready to go. Like, I feel like City to Surf every year, I'm just like, God, I feel like I could quadruple the toilets and there's still a 40-minute wait for the bathroom. Like, what are we doing wrong?
90,000 people and 3 toilets.
Literally.
But
Do the
in,
math.
in terms of like it being a female thing, like I go, yeah, I suppose this like sanitary sort of aspect there could be, but I think that's more so just a problem of lack of toilets, not necessarily male-female, in my opinion. But
Yeah, I think it's something that females have to get used to because there is never really sanitary items provided. So unfortunately, it is something that we've always had to purchase to bring to be prepared for. But yeah, if that could switch and that actually, at these events and, you've paid significant money to be there, if those like basic like needs could be provided for, then yeah, that would be a nice touch.
You've done a lot of like top level stuff as well, so elite level triathlons running. What's it like in those, like the elite start? Is it well
Better?
catered?
Oh,
or
it's
better,
pretty
or-
nice.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty intimidating at the same
Yeah.
time though, because you've got the best of the best athletes. So I'm often there like watching everyone warm up, just like swinging my arms around a bit, like being nervous. But no, it's so nice to have the toilets. That's the main reason why I've ever done the sort of the
toilets.
elite preferred start. It's just for the toilets.
Yeah. Well, now that I think about it, like the men's zone has like a urinal that obviously if you don't need to do
Sit.
number twos, you don't need to sit. You can just go there. Obviously, women need to sit
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
most part, but yeah, maybe having a zone, Sydney Marathon next year, Melbourne Marathon. Like
Yeah.
we've had these race directors on the pod, having something like that where it's female only, and maybe because you're saying women take more time, but maybe those girls taking their time are doing so for a reason.
Cleaning the seat because they're disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that too, bro. Just because I'm a guy, I'm not some
I'm not an animal.
freak. Goodness me. Cool. Great question. Second one, any sports that you think, this is from Cam, that you think running, triathlon, distance athletics should model their approach to women's sport on? Does that make sense?
Yeah, look, I think cycling falls behind massively. It is a very male-dominated sport, and coming from running, moving in more into cycling, I can feel that there is generally more men that cycle in, especially in a competitive environment. And I was having to think about maybe like why that could be, and I do think it comes back to not having female races, not creating an environment where females feel safe, and cycling generally is quite dangerous. So yeah, you look at running, which is similar to cycling, and that's an endurance sport. They both cater to people that want to do a challenge. But you look at running and there are so many more females in running versus cycling. So I think running is actually moving more in a direction of where we should get to. There's been some key events where there's actually been more females in those than males, which is incredible. And like there are more and more women that are encouraged to race now. You know, you look back to like the 1960s and there's that example of where the female got pulled out of the marathon, and like look how far we've come now where we've got more females participating in marathons.
That was Boston, hey.
Yeah, I think
It
so.
was Boston, and she got like I think they tried to pull her out 3 or 4 times, and she kept going and ran like a
Isn't that
3:20
crazy?
or something crazy.
Yeah. Like that was the year that my mum was born, and I look at that now and I'm like, yeah, that is not that long ago.
No.
It's like to look at it, and then this year we have the Nike After Hours like all female event, for example. Like I go, that's a whole
Incredible
like event dedicated to women,
And
which
the,
is
the,
like
the Boston one was like a complete, like it was a really kind of condescending lack of understanding, going, no, you surely you are a woman and you cannot run 42 kilometers. You
it was
shouldn't
that-
do this.
It was that thought, yeah.
it's kind of cool.
It's
you know?
crazy, yeah.
Yes, yes, rebel.
Yeah.
That time.
Who is she?
So yeah, I think from where we want to be and where sports are going, I do think running is actually ahead of everything else.
Yeah.
Or not everything, but a lot of sports.
What's triathlon like? Because I've done a few as a male, seemingly quite straightforward to rock up, go about your business, you know, finish, enjoy the day. I haven't done any cycling events, but I've done some triathlons. But what's it like for you, you know, competing at that highest level, right? You were on the podium just last week down in Wollongong.
Thank you. Yeah, I think triathlon adds to complexity more as barriers to entry, from the perspective of you have to know how to swim, you have to ride
You
a
got to be
bike,
good at 3 things.
and all the equipment that comes with it, and it's pretty daunting. But less from, I would say, the perspective of being a female. I've never felt that as intimidated as I have as what I have in cycling. And I still just haven't cracked as to why.
Okay.
Would it be like cycling is often seen as like an old man's game as well, right? And so it's like it's dominated by men, but not only men, older men.
Middle-aged men in lycra. There's
Yeah,
literally
it's
like,
mammal.
it's on a Coke can.
Yeah.
It says mammal, and I was like, why the hell? And I was like, oh my gosh, they've literally made it on the Coke can.
Oh, that's comedy. Wow, I
like
did not know that.
MAMAIL,
Yeah.
middle-aged men in lycra. And I was like, that's ridiculous.
Whoa.
That's so funny.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, and it probably comes back to, you know, did we think that females could ever do these big cycling events? And you know, the women's tour still is not comparable to the men's tour, Tour de France, that is.
Yeah.
And they don't do the same distance, and I bet there's a lot of females out there that would probably be gunning for it to do the same.
What is the distance? Do you know, like percentage wise? Are they doing half?
It's shorter days, so I think the
days.
men's tour is like 21 days, whereas the females tour is sort of like, I think, 12 days.
Yep.
And over less distance during those days, so
Right.
significantly less.
And is that because of lack of people doing the race, or because they're literally being like...
It's a massive piece around funding. Less sponsors. You know, this year was the biggest and the best it's been, but still, lags behind.
There you go. I
On
mean,
its way.
I'm a cycling fan, but I've actually never watched the men's tour, even live. I know it's obviously late at night. You know, I know you
That's really surprising.
probably surprise you, but I haven't. And I actually naively didn't know there was a women's one. I was going to ask, but you obviously just brought that up.
Yeah.
What time of year is that? Is it before, after? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it comes straight after the men's pretty
Right.
much. So technically they could do it and keep the roads sort of shut. They've got everything there for the men, so I guess it is a funding piece, but could they just back it up and do the women straight after? You know, they've got all the, you know, the barricades and everything set up for it. Why couldn't they do it?
It's also more money going into the sport, I feel like the more women that partake, the more funds they're getting at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's just about making it more inclusive.
Yeah.
Like they're missing out on 50%
Yup.
of a whole population that wants to get involved, and it's like you don't need to make the races easier. We just want to be included.
Just want to go.
Yeah.
But are you saying like potentially they could put the men's race on the Sunday, stage 1, and then the women go on the Monday, stage 1?
Yeah.
And literally just follow. That's
Yeah.
how it
Piggyback the whole way
Yeah.
down.
Maybe I'm naive in thinking that that's possible, but you know, like
No, I mean, it's worth a conversation.
Logistically, it sounds
It's worth a conversation, and naivety is not the worst thing in the world. At least we're here asking the question. But I think like the men's race, Sure, it happens over the 21-day period. Obviously in triathlon or in a marathon, the men and the women sort of start together for the most part, or the men might go first or the women might go first, and whatever the case may be, and it's not a huge field. You probably couldn't do that in cycling. You couldn't send the women off first and then expect the male peloton to most likely power past, or vice versa.
Terrifying.
And that's what happens in amateur races.
Right.
So yeah, that's another thing that I think prevents females getting into amateur cycling races, is because we have to race with the men, or they'll set us off before the men, and then it all groups together, and it creates an environment where you're racing with people that are far stronger than others. Not everyone, but and that's quite intimidating. And generally it is just very dangerous, which I think creates that fear factor for women getting into racing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, just going off the back of that, I think that being someone who probably is a bit younger coming into, like, I'm doing my first triathlon next weekend in Noosa.
Huge.
And I know, hilarious. But I'm going into that and I'm absolutely shitting myself, but I'm excited. But I think that I'd sign up for something like that, but I would never, ever, ever in my life sign up for a cycling event right now. Like, it's not even on the cards. I wouldn't even consider it. And that's like someone who I feel like has people around me who'd kind of back me for it and probably could get the training and does have access to those things. But I would be absolutely terrified to do a cycling event. And I probably don't have the training behind me, and in terms of history of cycling, don't have that. Could probably do that if I wanted to, but I just go, for me right now, it's that's not something that I would actually feel comfortable doing. And I feel like I'm a pretty extroverted person, but that would absolutely freak me out. And I don't necessarily know why that is, but I think that that's just speaking completely wholeheartedly, that's something that I'm oh, absolutely not. But a triathlon, maybe. You know what I mean? So it's interesting.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to sort of, tap into that and sort of really understand why. But I guess I get it, and I know that I've got a lot of friends that cycle but they don't race.
Yeah.
And I think if you train for triathlon, you do triathlon.
Yeah.
You do a race.
Totally.
But cycling is different. Not sure why.
Yeah, I wonder why. I mean, I think you'll love the triathlon. When I did my first Olympic distance in my early 20s, it was over in a flash. It took me whatever it was, a couple of hours, but it was just done. I was just what? What is this? So you had to do a full Ironman. Those take a while. But yeah, I'm sure you'll love it. Maybe go to Megan and get on the bike and get into a race. I want to talk more about that, because that was really why this conversation has come to be, was the fact that you were well underpaid for winning the race. But we're going to address a few more great questions, and then we can maybe bounce back to that. So where are we? Mimi Blanks, when it gets hard in a race, how do you push through, and where do you go mentally? Let's go first on that.
I feel like I always go to family, and that's just me personally. I always think of them, my mum in particular. She's watched me race quite a few times, and I can hear her. I feel like when I'm really in the hurt, it's so easy. I feel like I have a little bit of a glimpse of just pull out. Just honestly stop. And then I'm no, because I think about my family at the end, my family who are tracking me at home if they can't be there. And I'm just do it for them. And then I feel that's, and I know that's probably so cliche, but I'm I really just actually think of them there, in my ear, come on, Tilly. My mum always calls me Bubba, so it's come on, Bubba, just keep going. But that's, for me personally, gets me through.
Nice. And Lily, of course.
Of course.
Family included.
I
think I just think about, this sounds so corny, but I think about myself as my younger self, and just how excited she would be to see me, how I'm performing now, and how far I've come with my running, because I am predominantly just a runner. But yeah, I kind of think of that person and how cool it is that I'm out here racing and have the opportunity to. And I always never take running for granted. I see it as such a huge privilege, and I always think back to when I've been injured or not been able to run or not been able to perform, and just how much I wish for the time when I can. So whenever I'm out there on race day, it's honestly always the celebration for me. So I just try to take it all in, and if it's hurting, it's fine. It's going to be over soon. I visualize crossing that finish line. And for me, there's no better sensation than crossing the finish line of a marathon. It is the best feeling in the entire world. So I always envision that, and just that you're almost there. Just hold on. You've done the training. Just push through. It's meant to be. We pay for this. We sign up for this. We choose to do this. It's obviously hard, but also what a privilege it is to be able to push your body to that limit of performance. So yeah, that usually gets me through.
Amen. Love that.
I'm a real like, what would my kids think if I pulled out?
Aw.
What example am I setting right now?
Yeah.
And yeah, as you kind of touched on, very cliche, but it's a very real reality of like, I'm trying to set an example to both of them going, do hard things, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going to commit to something, finish it. So that's where I go.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think we've always put in so much training to get to that position that
Yeah.
if you let yourself down in that moment and you cross that line and you think, shit, I could have done more,
Yeah.
how will you feel? And that will you're only going to look back and think, I could have done more. And
Yeah.
that feeling of disappointment will haunt you.
Yeah.
The satisfaction of pulling
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, and you know what, like Till said, there has been so many times where I'm like, I just want to stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have never not finished a race, and that is something that I'm proud of.
Well
and
done.
I
Wow.
never don't want to be in that position where I feel like I've let myself down, because you know, like you said, we've trained to be there. We've worked so hard that if you get to the finish line and you feel like you've not done enough, yeah,
Even just
That feeling.
continuing that streak of no DNF.
yeah.
Enough to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've raced a bit, right? I feel
I
like.
do race a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went back and had a look at your Instagram in sort of preparation for this. You've been racing for like more than 5 years, it feels like,
Yeah.
and multiple events.
Yeah.
That's just the ones you've shared as well on socials. So kudos. I guess, for me, probably similar to you, is just like visualize the finish line. Always tell myself, like, you'll have your breath back within like 2 minutes. Like, unless you're about to pass out and die, like, you'll be fine 2 minutes after that finish line. So just get there. Great question. Amber Castle, this is a really good one. What is your youngest memory of seeing that women's sport isn't the norm?
Gosh.
School sport, honestly. I went to a co-ed school, just a public school, and not that it maybe adds into it, but I was in the G&T class, hilariously. It's called Gifted and Talented. I don't think it was that much
Of course
more.
you were.
But I think that naturally there were people who were probably more studious, and so I think there was probably a lack of females in my class that kind of wanted to participate / were even keen to participate, or were kind of, I feel like I was very competitive, and so I feel like I was kind of the odd one out in my class that was competitive and kind of wanted to be, like, I don't know, the fastest in the class, or someone who kind of wanted to play in the middle in like a football game or something like that. And I feel like that was the first time that I was just like, I kind of felt like the outsider, if anything, and I think that's the first time that I was just like, but all the boys wanted to do it. So for me personally, that's probably where, like, what was that, like 12 years old?
We actually had, I grew up in Sweden, and we had an Australian PE teacher, and he loved AFL and basically wanted to build an AFL team. None of the boys were interested because they all wanted to play basketball, but all the girls were like, this is amazing. We want to create an AFL team. And we tried sort of competing, but there was no other female AFL footy teams within, like, genuinely Europe in
3,000
general.
kilometers.
I was going to say, on the continent.
Basically in Europe, like, there was no, and we wanted to compete, we wanted to play, and we wanted to go against other teams, and there
So that's why you're in Australia now, right?
basically
Running.
exactly. But we ended up doing a few competitions against male teams or boy teams, and it was really interesting because it's obviously quite a physical sport, so you're out there on the field, and a lot of the guys are really confused about, am I meant to be tackling these women or these girls, like, and we're probably like 14, 15, but then I remember being like, it's interesting, like we were so eager for it, but there was just no, and then you know, the team had to finish because we couldn't really partake anymore. So I think that's like the earliest memory of being like, wow, why are there no other female teams playing this amazing sport? There probably is now in Australia, I'm sure there is, but back in Sweden then there was definitely no other female AFL
Still maybe not in
teams.
Sweden, but
No.
I mean, I'm sure that experience, because
Yeah.
what, 15, 20 odd years ago?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
not that long.
Yeah, no, it's
20.
fine.
15.
Yeah, 15.
Was it just 1 year though that you did it? See, I had this immediate
just
vision
for
of-
1 year.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So whatever it was, 15 years.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm old.
Maybe there wasn't even that back then? Like, I don't know.
No.
You know,
I don't know.
you're-
I don't know if there would be female
There
AFL
actually-
teams when
When
you were growing
I
up.
was in year 9, I think that was the first competition that came out for female AFL, and we actually did have a team, but it was definitely very, very small in terms of across the whole state. Like I went to a public school in Castle Hill, and we made it to state. And I go, yes, we actually do have 2 players who now play in the AFL women's, but I think that it was definitely something that they were just kind of trying to start the movement to be like, girls can play too.
Yeah.
But that was, when I was in year 9. So what does that make it? Like
2017?
2017,
Yeah.
yeah. So definitely
Nice.
nowhere near as much as...
See, I
That's
do
what
know
should
some of
be.
the years.
Nice. Nice.
I'm 45, guys.
Yeah, and I
Of
think
course,
for,
yeah.
for me, I was always a real tomboy when I was younger, and I went to, I don't know if you guys have this here, but I went to Scouts, and they had the female version called the Brownies. And I went to Scouts, not the Brownies, because I was such a tomboy, and that was because I wanted to not sit in the Brownies class and make brownies and play with dolls. I wanted to go and sail. I wanted to go do this adventure stuff, and that meant that I had to join the Scouts rather than do the Brownies. And I guess actually thinking about it more now, that girls should be given the opportunity to do that sport in that environment, you know, where you can, you know, go play in the woods, feel that sense of adventure and a bit more boisterous activity, and not have to go to do it with the boys instead. Yeah.
That's crazy.
They call it the brownies
They were
because you
called the
make
Browns.
brownies.
No, I never went, so I don't know what they did. But,
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's outrageous.
but they
Imagine.
definitely didn't go sailing. They didn't go and do sort of the
Yeah, wow.
adventure
Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
of, stuff that the Scouts did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hectic. You thought on seeing it?
You are raising. a
I am
little
now
girl.
raising a little girl, so that will be very front of mind as she gets older and more into sport, etc. I'm just trying to think, like, totally, it just wasn't on my radar because obviously, like, it just didn't affect me. I've got some good mates of mine now who his sister started the Female Athlete Project, and so probably when I think it was the 2017 Olympics, Rio, 2016 maybe.
16, yeah.
And that's when it kind of really kind of kicked off. The Aussie women's sevens team won gold, and that was probably the first time I remember seeing women's sport really celebrated from like a team aspect rather than like individual gold medals. And then it's just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, we've had the women's Matildas
Yeah, the Tillies.
2023
Yep.
when we had the World Cup here. They went to the semi-final.
Yep.
That was big.
It's
Obviously
huge.
very recent,
Yeah.
but that was a cool moment.
Yeah.
Sold out stadium. Yeah, unfortunately similar. Didn't impact me. I remember playing in high school with girls, but never at like club level. Played soccer.
You family of brothers as well.
No,
No, you
3
don't.
girls, 3 boys. So eldest
Big
of
house.
7. Big house. But none of the girls ever played sport. I don't think they didn't want to. Like they would have played not club level.
Yeah.
Like I played club soccer for like since I was 9. Did athletics. Obviously girls at athletics, but less. Yeah, definitely less playing soccer in Melbourne. Where like now at the club that I've been at, like quite a few girls teams, women's teams, but yeah, the odd girl in different teams. But yeah, sadly, not really on my radar
Me,
at
I
that
was
time.
a house of boys.
Yeah.
So yeah, just not on a
Yeah.
radar at all.
What's a girl?
Exactly.
Bam, 12 to 13 years old. Yeah, nice. Good question. Jodie Hebrard would like to know best distance for general fitness. She's not necessarily saying for women, but yeah, what do we all think? Best distance to run, just if you're not training for anything.
Oh, I love a 10K.
I was
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we talking training run? We're talking race? What do you say?
All really,
All,
yeah. I
Nice.
can train a 10 and race a 10 and still have a good time. Yeah, I think going much further than that in a race, you have to suffer for longer, and it does. You have to find that
so
grit.
interesting. The 10K at the Sydney Harbour 10K this year was the first race where got maybe 2/3 of the way through, and I was like, I can just pull out.
I might
I'll be
not
right.
finish this. Yeah.
Oh.
That was the first time I've done a couple of marathons and never had that. And yeah, the 10K was like,
Brutal.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
suffering.
Is that
like
just
I
bad
can-
pacing?
Yeah, like
can slow down.
It was pretty evenly split, but it was the first time where I'd actually gone, oh my gosh, this is a hard race. But I love a 10K run, like just a training run. So it was the first time I'd probably redlined for 35 minutes and was really suffering.
I say I love a 10K training run, hate a 10K race.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Like I love a half race, which is kind of hilarious, but I
Yeah.
feel like I can find more of a groove in a half where I can be like kind of settle into a pace and be like, just enjoy this now. Like I never think that when I'm racing
Yeah.
a 10K, I'm like, this is not enjoyable, and it's like not short enough that it's
But
like
then
over with.
you have that thing of like, it's just 40 minutes. Oh, it's just
Totally.
40 minutes. What's 40 minutes? Keep going.
It's only 2 more K.
Yeah.
Like, when you're at 8, it's like 2K is like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You know.
I've never done a 10K race or a 5K. I've only done a half
Oh.
marathon.
Sure, you've done a
Wow.
5K time trial though.
Never.
Never.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Maddie's been lacking for
Yeah.
it. Come on.
Yeah.
You got me to do one on the weekend. I hated it.
I think he wanted to, and we spoke yesterday, and I think he was a bit like, we never did, because he's confused about my New York time, because he's like, I go base have a 5K time trial,
Yeah.
but your 5K PB was in your 21K race pace. So I don't know what to do, because I don't know if that's obviously not you at your maximum.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So he was like, I don't know either, but let's do this plan. And I was like, great, sounds good. But I've never done a 5 or a 10K, just done a half or full.
You're gonna say the marathon,
cool.
best distance for general fitness.
Yeah.
There you go, Jodie. Hope that helps.
I actually think general fitness, if you can stay 5 to 10K fit, perfect. I think
Yeah.
that's a really
Yeah.
healthy amount.
Oh, totally.
I feel like if you know once a week you can do a 10K, but you're kind of 5 to 10K, if it's 3 runs a week, I think that's like a really normal, healthy amount.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that we all train is not the
It's not exactly
everyday.
normal.
No, and like we obviously live and die by the sport, whether it's cycling and swimming and running. But I think when people say like, oh my gosh, I could never, and it's like you don't have to. Like you can be fit and you can do 5K a couple times a week, and that's amazing. Like you don't need to be out there doing 60K weeks by any means.
Yeah, I remember in 2020 when I first got into running, had a Instagram, or I think it was Facebook Messenger group with a few mates because we were in lockdown and we're all just sharing our runs before I was even on Strava. Going past 10Ks for the first time, like I'd run maybe 11, 12 playing a game of soccer, but never just going for a run longer than even really 5. But I remember breaking 10. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like I thought it would suck, and running 10 miles, like 16Ks for the first time, that was cool.
Yeah.
I kind of like 10 miles, 16Ks.
Yeah.
It's not quite the half. Sounds cool in a way. At least I think I do.
You're on your own
So,
there,
yeah.
I like a 10, or I'm like, just get me to a half marathon.
We-
We spoke about this the other day. We were like, 10 to 15, okay, it's fine. 15 to 21, it's
Doesn't
like,
count.
I just rather just do 21.
21.
Yeah, like 17, 18K. Like, what even is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll happily be on my own in that one, but I hope that helps. There's a few other questions. We won't get to them at the moment because we've got about 10 minutes left, but I hope everyone who submitted enjoyed those. Thank you all. I want to go back, as I said, to part of the reason why we're here, which was this crit race, I believe, and you sort of touched on it before about cycling being a male-dominated sport. But maybe you want to share, I know you've got some things written down there, some potential thoughts, but from my memory, you got paid $90 for winning this race when the male won about 600 or 550.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Was there an entry fee?
There is an entry fee.
Same entry fee for the
Same
male.
entry fee.
Right.
Yeah. And look, I understand the argument from both perspectives because there weren't many females in that race. There were a lot more males. But you have to think as to, okay, well, why was that? So in that race, the females had to race with the males. So that already cuts out a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't want to race with the men in that environment.
How do you find that?
It's intense. You have to, yeah. Males are a lot more stronger over a short period of time. So their sort of 5 to 10 power will be a lot higher than what a female's would be. So they're very surgy. Every time I go for a ride with other males, that getting off the start line is harder for me than it is for them. They've got that power to put down, and that creates a very different dynamic in a race. So a lot more females would probably prefer to just race with the other females, and I think that is where cycling is very unique. In a running race, I wouldn't mind. In triathlon, I wouldn't mind, but cycling, because you use the people around you to work together, it is different. And from a safety perspective, males race in a different way to females. Generally they can be a bit more aggressive. There's a bit of shoulder touching. They're generally a bit more shouting. Some of the language in a crit race is not very welcoming. I think that perspective already creates an environment where there's less females, and then to put only a sixth of the prize money to the females as well, that will also eliminate people that bother to drive half an hour out to the race and do the race when it barely covers your race entry.
Do you think so? And I'm not trying to be a prick in this at all, but
No.
I don't imagine, you're competing and you're winning races. I'm never going to win a race realistically, but I would show up, and you girls, with all due respect as well, maybe aren't going to go and win a marathon or win something anytime immediately, but I rock up to enjoy the event.
Yeah.
But for you, are you thinking, I want to go and win a certain amount of money or the same amount? Is that part of your thinking? Because I'm like, how do we get more women to come down? And already you're sort of saying, well, let's put them in their own.
It doesn't sound enjoyable.
No, it doesn't sound enjoyable. But let's put them in their own. Send the men off and then do the women, or do it at separate times, so that you're not competing in the same space. But then, do you think that prize money and announcing it brings a lot more?
Yeah, so I definitely think it does. It's not something that I purely think about. I've been doing triathlon for 7 years. I've never ever won any money.
Yep.
So it's not something that drives me directly. Yes, it's nice to win a little bit of money, but it's not the reason I would do something.
Yeah. You won a half Ironman, I think. 7.3.
Yeah, the Ironmans you never win any money.
Right.
So.
Yeah. You just win a trip to Kona where you have to pay more money.
Yeah, exactly.
10 grand just to compete.
Yeah.
So and that race particularly had a high prize money for the males, and there was an extremely high volume of males that entered that race. So I do think it does drive people to race, but it isn't the only reason people race. And actually, this topic got brought up on a cycling podcast after someone saw my post as well, and I think one of the people made a very valid point that I think actually, if you do have money in a race, put that to the juniors, or give that to, other parts of the race that will then encourage females to do it. So could they, do specific race practice for females, put that money into somewhere else? Don't necessarily need to give prize money. Yes, it's nice, but yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
It's maybe not life-changing money, so
It's really not.
put it towards something that's going to change
Impact
lives
the
at the
sport.
grassroots level that then, in 10 years
Race
time
development.
could.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. Thoughts, girls? I know you saw the comments, Till. We had a little comment back and forth, but I think hopefully you know me enough to know where I stood.
No, I feel like when I kind of saw the comment, I was like, to be completely honest, I thought he doesn't know what he's the can he's opened here. Yeah. I think that obviously coming from a family, we have 10 girls straight of cousins, and we are all between the ages of 24 and 18, 19. So there's a lot of feminine energy there. And I think being around that, we've kind of always been like, girls can do it too. And I think that when I saw the comment from you, Ren, I was kind of like, and I know Hilaire said it's coming from a 22-year-old, but I'm kind of like, he was naive to approach that. I go, he's come at it in a sense that he doesn't realise the extent of which, I think that even, for example, my little sister or someone seeing a comment like that, naturally that again gives them every reason to not then sign up. So it's there's probably, from my end, I commented back to you and I said, if you're saying that there's a lack of women in the race, I totally understand that. Then is there then the race entry that we then deter, and that becomes less for females because there's a fifth of the percent signing up? Okay, then make that a smaller amount. I think that when you put money on the line and then that's kind of then thrown out of whack, naturally it's I think for my brain personally, it's you are of a lesser if you are winning less, when realistically you're doing the same race, you're paying the same amount, you're probably paying the same amount for equipment too. Every other part of the money aspect is the same. Why change the prize money for it? And again, I'm not exactly sure if it's like, because I go money's money, it's not like people only signing up for these races for the money, but it's definitely like a demotivator if it's like, okay, well, there's already a lack of females there, you don't really get much from it, like, I'm not going to do it. So I think that at least having that like kind of bit of motivation for women being like, okay, like let's make this competitive, let's like actually kind of like have people compete for a podium, and like make it that even playing field. It just promotes more women, full stop, and then it starts the conversation for people to sign up too. I think that like even, for example, like I told Ella I was doing Noosa Tri, and she's like, oh my God, I want to do that next year. And so it's just like seeing one person sign up for it kind of motivates you too as well. And like I know, Meg, you've been like an absolute inspiration for both Ella and I, and just like all the races you do, like it is inspiring. And it's like seeing you train with boys and everything, it's like, oh, okay, Meg can do it, maybe we can, sort of thing. So I think it's more so just getting more people to sign up, full stop, that kind of starts the conversation and then can kind of even out that playing field for me personally.
I think it's women as well. There's been a few races that we've seen where I've messaged some friends like, you should sign up. You could just go and win it. Like maybe it's a bit diluted, but it's like, go sign up, see if you can win. I think there was one over in Mossman a couple years ago where there was like a 10K, and we were all like, should we just go and race it and see if we can win it?
Ella,
Like she won
Ella
the
won
Hoka
the Hoka
10K.
10.
Yeah, like someone
years
has
ago?
to win.
2 years ago.
Someone
and
has
she
to
didn't
win.
go into that thinking that she would win.
No, and she
Yeah.
won. And I feel like if I'd seen, say I want to do the Hoka 10K, and I saw male prize money $600, women's prize money $90, I'd be like, well, why would I, like, I can't really be bothered. Why am I not up against the men? Like, that doesn't feel right.
Did you know the prize money was different
No.
at the beginning?
No.
No, it's funny.
No.
Interesting that they kept
Well,
that
why
under-
would they? Because they
Yeah.
wouldn't,
Yeah.
you know.
Do they normally publish it though?
They did publish the prize money, and they just put A grade, which I was the A grade, 550, B grade 300, whatever. So I assumed, I did not think that I would
That
be
is
getting
poor
that
form.
much less. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought maybe a little bit less because there were less females, whatever.
Yeah.
It's frustrating because it's such a technicality. When you go, that $600 that went to that man, it's not like, why couldn't you just have split it? Like, at what point did you go, $90, we worked out the maths?
Especially
like, the whole thing is a
for-
little bit stupid. Like, you just split it down the middle.
And that
do you
is
know
my,
what I mean?
but that, you know, I do, but that's my naivety in the comment, and I can understand, and I hold my hands up and say that I was wrong in posting that ad as I did. So I apologise to you in person. I obviously already did via Instagram, but yeah, regardless of if I've got sisters or a girlfriend or not, I'm friends with girls. You know, half the population. I have respect for women, so I understand the damage that can do, and that certainly wasn't my intention. It was to just start a conversation. Instagram comments, as we've said, it's not the place to do that. But these men,
they would have gone 600 for the men, 90 for the women.
Yeah, who's decided
Who's decided that?
But I would like to think they haven't just magically come up with it. It might have been some calculation, but part of my thinking is, well, to get more women into sport, it's not necessarily the prize money then it's going to do it. It's having a safer space. It's not making you feel like,
Bingo.
you can't compete or you can't, you know, like what you're saying there. I think the prize money will come when more women, and it should be even, but more sponsors, more of that interest will come when more women want to compete and want to do that.
As you say, in the cycling world, it is incredibly disparate in like the physicality of it, and so the racing side of it, you make it safer, you make it more inclusive. You have the separate start times or whatever it is, and you encourage women. This is a women's only race. You will be looked after. You know,
Yeah, and I think even women at the pro level still have to fight to get their own sort of race. There's been quite a lot of like even gravel races where they'll start the women first, and then they'll start the women maybe 20 minutes back. But say if it's over, the men, 20 minutes back, and they will over a 200k race that 20 minutes doesn't mean much. So, and then it all groups together, and by that point it completely changes the race. You will get a different result as to what you would have if it was females racing on their own.
And they don't start the women after the men? They don't want to do that?
It just depends what the organisers decide. Yeah, I've seen both ways.
Interesting. I mean, I know you may know Sophie Titmarsh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rafa, I've ridden with her once. She's a weapon as well. But maybe there's something that can happen there where it's, more women's only crit races. I mean, I know very little about it other than seeing that New York cyclist who rips around with
Hack
like the
attacks.
camera. Yeah, I know you might not have seen this on Instagram, but that's like my depth of knowledge, which is not deep at all in that world. But yeah, I mean, we're sort of just getting into it now, and sadly somewhat have to wrap up, but I feel like we could come back and do a part 2 of this if you'd all like to, whether we do the exact same formation of people. But yeah, it's been really enjoyable. Any other thoughts on sort of what we've just been touching on there?
I think there's a big piece that we didn't touch on is around the
Yeah.
research that there is in women's sport as well. That is, like, all the research has been on males as well. So there is such an untouched piece around, how women perform, especially when we're talking about menstrual cycle. There's more research there, but most of the studies over the years have all been done on men. So I think that's a massive piece that...
Lydia talked a bit to that about how it's especially in the apparel game, it's like what did they make it? Shrink and something. She said something very clever about just grab the male apparel and shrink it and make it pink. Or shrink it and pink it was the
Pink it and pink, it's the
was
line.
the was
that's
the line,
funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
which is just terrible.
Yeah.
I do love pink, but
It's not that simple, right? But
No.
I think it's progressing. I would
Yeah.
like to think it's progressing from you saying
definitely.
the year your mum was born, that was the year they
Yeah.
tried to rip that woman out of the marathon. Now we've got, 3 Australians running Valencia. There's a whole elite field. Like, obviously
Yeah.
there's been lots of progress over in the UK. The Women's Premier League, there's like Arsenal regularly sell out their 60,000 seat stadium for the women's home games. Like, it's pretty cool. It's cool to see. So progress.
Pity it's Arsenal, but
These things happen.
Gunners.
Cool. Shall we get into a little bit on New York? Do you need to go?
No,
it's
no,
it's
I'm
8:33.
alright.
My parking's up.
Yeah. All right. We'll run the gauntlet.
which side of the street are you on?
This is that bad.
Let's do 5 minutes. If you get a fine,
you'll be
I'll
right.
pay it. I'm calling that out now. It's recorded.
I was gonna say record.
There you go. Clip that. New York City Marathon. I think we're 10 days out.
We are.
You're running.
Yay,
How do you feel?
Sunday next week. Yeah, feeling good. I've had, I feel like my block has been quite a journey. I went from starting really strong, feeling great, then ended up with a bit of glute tendinopathy that I convinced myself was a stress fracture. About 8 weeks ago, the mind just spirals. Turns out I just needed to
Where did you
hip.
think it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out I just needed to pull
Horrifying.
back on the training and just, work on loosening up the glutes a lot more
Yeah.
and just taking a beat. So I essentially, within this block, I've had 2 weeks where I just didn't run. And then the final sort of 8 weeks have been amazing. I've really loved it. I've gotten 5, 10K, 21K, 30K PBs throughout a lot of my sessions,
Yeah,
which
your
has
last
been
4 weeks or so have been unbelievable.
yeah,
Oh
it's
my
been
God.
it's been a good build. I've learned a lot about myself, and kind of the recipe for the perfect block for me is obviously following the plan, but food, like fueling yourself, like the difference it has made in my performance, and just taking it seriously and not kind of skimping out and things like that has made a huge impact. And then obviously recovery as well, and just pulling back when things aren't feeling right rather than pushing through. If it's over.
You're very good at that.
Yeah, and I just go, wait, something doesn't feel right. Let me just readjust. It's not the end of the world. Let me cross-train for a bit, go see some professionals, make sure everything's okay, get a bit of a plan, and then jump back in when I can jump back in. I'm trying, again, not to live and die by the plan. But it's been good. I'm feeling excited. I'm ready to race. I've never set a goal in a marathon before, so I'm curious to see how I'll perform.
You're not setting one this time?
Oh no, I am this time, and that's why I'm freaking out. But it's kind of a win-win. If I don't get the goal I want, I've just done New York City Marathon, so
Totally.
it's going to be amazing. But yeah, I'm keen to see what I've got in the tank and what will happen on race day. But yeah, I'm feeling good.
You're going to
Feeling
beat Chris
good.
Denai's time from last year.
To be
aren't you?
honest, that is
That's the goal.
That
That's
is
the
the
goal.
goal. Yeah.
Congrats. Amazing.
Yeah. You'll get it.
PB is would be amazing. Smashing your guys' time would be just better. I just want to beat the boys.
Yeah, the girls, I was gonna say.
Yeah, genuinely,
Yeah,
genuinely.
we'll clip that.
Yeah.
Clip this,
Yeah.
and that'll be next
Very
week.
good.
But no, I'm feeling pumped. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
You're gonna love it. Again, not that
Yeah.
I've watched too much Tour de France, as I've said before, but I've seen highlights, and with the crowd coming in, that's what passing
Yeah.
New York is like. Like
Yeah.
they are
So
on
good.
top of
That's
you,
crazy.
screaming. You go around bends, there's just somehow more people. Like
unreal.
insane. So.
And I love racing marathons. Like that is like it is
Oh, yeah,
my
you're gonna-
favorite thing in the
gonna
world.
enjoy it.
Like I feel like I want to cry when I'm out there because I'm so happy. So
Yeah.
I feel like to the point where I'm gonna have to be like, control your breathing, don't start crying.
There's 2 points which are so weird in the race.
Yeah.
You come out of Brooklyn and you hit Williamsburg,
Yep.
and Brooklyn is like 8 people deep and
Amazing.
so loud.
Yes.
This is where we surged and we were like, we'll pull back, we're gonna die later.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
searched almost every corner.
And
Yeah.
then you hit Williamsburg
Yeah.
and it is dead silent.
Yeah.
There's like one person on the street. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You hit Queensborough Bridge and
Yeah.
all you hear is footsteps.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then around that, you can hear the people screaming as you're coming down the other side of the bridge.
Unreal.
And that's one point where I was like, whoa.
I feel like I'm
this
getting
is
goosebumps.
unbelievable.
It's just
I know,
thinking
right?
about
Like, I'm
it.
just thinking about it. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
it's
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And so many friends racing. Like, how special
Yes.
is
Nice.
that? So, yeah, I'm really
Pa-
excited.
pace yourself as well. Patience.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. Genuinely,
Race.
genuinely.
Patience.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
I mean,
excited.
we ran it so well. We negative split.
Very
so,
nice. I'm just going
21
out,
seconds.
setting a pace, and then seeing
Good.
what the other
Set and
half.
forget.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What do you guys got next?
Crush it.
I'm doing Noosa.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Is that an Olympic
Wow.
distance? What is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be fun. I did that last year as well. It's a really fun race. It's apparently one of the biggest triathlons in Australia.
Yeah, it's huge.
Wow.
I think the
Yeah.
I think it
biggest.
is the biggest.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
biggest.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There you go.
T-minus 10 days.
Exciting.
Gosh.
What are you most nervous about? What leg of it?
The bike.
The
Oh my
bike.
God. See, this is my thing. I say with the bike, it's the hustle. Like people being close to me on the bike.
Mm.
And I mean, I'm hoping that it won't be like that, but I'm just like people near me. Oh my God. Like I feel like even running like around Centennial when there's like 2 girls on either side of me and we are going at not a fast pace. And I'm like, oh, you're freaking me out a bit. And I'll like pull back or like go ahead because I'm just like, don't sit next to me. Like if I do one little spin, we're done. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like you said, it is actually quite dangerous as well. My mum freaks out at me ever doing like anything to do with cycling. But I feel like, yeah, I've done enough swimming now that I'm like, I won't be amazing at it, but I can do it. Just get through the cycling leg, and then I feel like finishing with running is like kind of in my favour. So,
So good.
yeah.
Love it. Well, hopefully everything Megan shared about being in the cycling didn't
Yeah.
scare you too much.
Like,
But I know you guys are friends outside the pod, so
One piece of advice is don't look over your shoulder because as you look over your shoulder, your body comes with you, your
Yeah.
handlebars move.
Yeah.
So just focus on yourself
Head down.
and look straight, and you'll be fine. Don't worry about people coming past you. They'll give you room.
that's it. Grip it and rip it. Love it. Ambitions to win? What are we saying?
Sure.
That'd be nice.
Hopefully
yeah.
the prize money's even if there is. Is there?
Yeah.
Noosa's not a cheap place to go to. Surely they can run up some cash.
Yeah,
We'll
now
see
we'll see.
for part 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Place your bets.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, good luck. We're going to jump into buy sell. I wanted to touch on a bit more, but we have a Boston episode coming up in a couple of weeks because 4 of us in the room are running Boston next year, which is going to be exciting. But buy sell.
I've got one. I'm
Hit us.
selling ugly finisher tees.
Oh,
Yes.
What is that?
Like your finisher tee
The-
after a race?
I
Ugly
they are.
finisher
No.
I thought
tees.
you were
I've
meaning a
never
brand.
ever worn one.
No,
I have
no.
never seen a good one.
And they're
In
also
fact, I don't know
made
what is.
they're usually made for men as
Yeah.
well.
They are.
So
Yeah.
like, not saying we need like a woman's cut, but just make a nice cotton, cool, fun tee
Yeah.
that you can, they're
They
not that
are awful.
expensive, but I'm
Oh.
out.
They're always
I
awful.
don't like
Blue
them.
yellow ones from Gold
Yeah.
Coast. I'm like, come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were.
It's just a waste.
I reckon the Melbourne one was cool. The
Okay.
copy on the back from Nike. That was nice.
good.
I
Was
mean,
it
you're probably
black?
not going to wear it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was black with like some red and white details and some nice stuff on the back. I don't remember. I didn't get one. I saw Cam.
Yeah.
I went through. Could have got one. But yeah, that's a great shout. So you're selling finisher tees.
Yeah, just ugly. Make them
Ugly
better.
finisher.
I want
Yeah.
one,
It
but I
seems
want a
like
nice
such
one.
an easy lift.
I mean,
Yeah.
his New York's
It's-
last year was long sleeve orange.
Terrible.
What?
Bright
Why?
orange.
Like,
Never wear it. I've never worn it.
what
Well,
approves them though? That's
No.
what I want to
I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be a company, girls. Start something. I
space.
saw
Do
the
better.
I saw that tee.
Sash.
Was it L design?
Yeah, we
for
made
New York?
custom ones for New York.
They are
yeah.
so
Yeah. Is this the plug?
Watch
That's why
the
I'm
space.
selling because
next
everyone should be
year.
buying those.
Yeah. Hey, hey.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm selling. It's out.
I like
Yeah.
it. Well, hopefully New York's is good this year.
Yeah.
You gotta buy
I'm
some?
selling, and I feel like this is a pretty standard one, but I was actually gifted a pair of Shocks, and that's how I ran the Sydney Marathon, with Shocks. And I was known as someone that never ran with music, literally never, until this block. There was probably, on my long runs, I did them on Tuesdays, and so I kind of needed to pick me up. And the Shocks headphones, oh my God, I couldn't recommend them more.
So you're buying them.
Yes, buy,
Okay.
sorry, yes.
I was like,
Where is this going?
Love
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, I was always someone that, like, I'd try to run with AirPods and I'd be stressing the whole time. I'm super
Yeah.
sweaty as it is, so I was just like, didn't work for me. Shocks, I feel like you have them in one spot. They charge
Okay.
for 1 million hours. They're love. Could not recommend anything more.
Love it.
Gee, I thought you were going to buy backpacks after your Instagram post
Oh, we
yesterday.
could have, yeah, that too.
Save that for next time.
Bring back
Shout
the
out backpacks.
Backpack.
Love a backpack.
Yes,
I actually
so
have one with me
convenient.
here today.
Yeah.
That's why you're able to run here from
Yeah.
home.
Exactly.
Couldn't do that with a tote.
Pin it up,
Could
we're
not
ready
do
to
that with a
go.
tote.
Literally.
I am buying Osteos.
Yes.
Our allied health friends. Yeah.
Agreed.
I was definitely of the thought that they were an absolute scam. But having been recommended to see one post being on crutches, just to have my body realigned a bit, I feel so much better than I did yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah,
Agreed.
buying
Good.
Osteos.
Love it.
Love that, man. Do you have one? Yeah.
I do. I want to buy the Oakley Meta sunglasses.
Okay.
I've seen them
would like to buy
everywhere.
them too.
Yeah.
So expensive.
They are very
700
expensive.
bucks.
Yeah, but if you think what? But the Oakleys already are like $300,
Yeah.
$400.
Yeah.
Add a camera
Yeah.
into them.
So-
and, yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen like lots of people wearing them, and I'm like, I want to try them.
Oakley, if you're listening.
Yeah, hit me up.
Like
Yeah.
the classic Oakley shape, not like the big box
They
ones
are
that
the
the Meta
Oakley.
glasses.
Yeah, no.
used to be.
So they're the Oakley shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
I
Got
want to
some good
see. I
footage?
want to see what they're like because investing $700 in something.
It's a big.
Yeah.
700,
yeah, but
yikes.
there's lots of influencers that are promoting them at the moment, and
Yeah,
they look
yeah.
cool.
Like,
Yeah.
are they telling the truth? Do they-
Yeah. Are they actually any good?
Nice. I mean, for me, I think I bought it when Lydia came on, but it's
Yeah.
same or similar this week. It's just longer conversations, not short form or short comments on Instagram. Said it a few times, but yeah, great to have you all. That's what I would buy. Maybe a part 2, part 3, who knows? But yeah, that's
Thank
what
you
I'm
for
buying.
having us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
No,
for
thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you all
Love
for
your
coming
space
on.
for this conversation.
Yeah,
Never
Amen.
run alone.
amen. Never.
You want to close?
Yeah, what's the line? Say the line.
Never run alone.
Nah, she doesn't know the
Husky
line.
voice.
Come
do you
on,
mean?
come
Come
running.
on. There you go.
There you go.
Oh.
Say it again. I think she missed it.
I was-
Come one, come all, come running.
Yay.
Sounds like some gospels.
Come on, come on. That's been the pod. Share this with the men
We're in
who need
church.
to listen to it. Thank you all for joining us.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Ren.
Renee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo.